Hello, I'm going to do a tarot quickie, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. I'm going to use my wisdom of the oracle, and we're going to get a message here for someone. All right, who needs to hear a message today? Never-ending story. New life. I almost feel like these two. We have milk and honey. That's so funny because before I started this reading, like I was seeing the milk and honey card. And then we have mending. All right. So we have never-ending story, and she's kind of sitting there. She's got her hand on her head, and it's kind of like that. We've got a heart down here, and it says love, yes, love, me, yes. I feel like sometimes we have that frustration as we always feel like it's a never-ending story, that these things always happen to me, or we get caught up in that energy of this, it's always the same thing. But if we want change, we have to be change. We have new life, and then we have milk and honey and mending. And I feel like it's kind of working on those weak spots. I feel like milk and honey represents those trusting that your needs will be met. It represents the sweet times of life, and it represents that your senses are awake and that there are unlimited possibilities around you, but you're just not seeing it. And it also represents that there's an alignment within yourself, and I feel like this is what you're struggling with here, is you're feeling like, it's just not going to happen, that you keep putting that energy out there, is that this negative energy, is that it's not going to happen, that things aren't going to fall in place, that it's a never-ending story, of that things don't work for you, or things don't happen for you, or it's never going to happen, or you're in this thing of negativity. But there's this that's around you, right? This new life and this milk and honey, this illumination, this coming into your own strength. It's finding your true north. It's finding your true direction and your purpose. And sometimes we're just so frustrated with things not happening. We get caught up in that energy and we're not enjoying the day. I feel like there's some mending to yourself that you need to do, that you're frustrated with yourself about something, you're angry with yourself about something, and I feel like there's a hole or a weak spot within yourself that you need to mend, that you need to fix, that you need to give yourself that pat on the back and say that it's going to be okay and I'll find my direction. But maybe right now you need that time to mend yourself, to work on yourself. We have blossoming abundance. I love that. Look at that. Blossoming abundance. We have fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, and that represents the heart chakra. That means that you're ready to receive love, either from yourself or from others. There's a new life, right? I love this. Abundance coming in. There's this amazing energy coming in, but you're stuck in this here, and I just feel like you need to pull yourself out of that. It's also about having compassion for yourself and saying, sometimes we get really irritated with ourselves and we're like, why didn't I do that? Or why didn't I see that? Or why did I say that? Or why did I not say this? Or why didn't I say this, right? That we get so hard on ourselves that we're setting ourselves up to fail. But as I've said in my readings, it's like setting yourself up for success. And that, yeah, we all make mistakes, but it's how do we learn from that mistake? Do we beat ourselves up and we stay in that energy, or do we say, okay, what can I learn from this? How do I do it different next time around? Milk and honey, caring connections. I feel like it's also about surrounding yourself with those people that care about you and looking at those connections that you have that are helpful and care about you and help you to not go into the negativity with yourself. We have the temple path, and then I felt like one more, goddess of the moon. Goddess of the moon is that intuition and listening to yourself. And that I feel like this is working on self. And with you working on yourself and you mending yourself and you becoming stronger within you, that you start to bring in these other things into your life, this abundance, this direction, these relationships, these caring connections. Because if you don't care about yourself, how can anyone else care about you, right? How can you let them care about you because you're so angry with yourself? Because we have those habits where there's someone around us and they'll tell us, oh, you look really pretty today. And then what is your first reaction? Do you say, I wasn't really feeling it, or I didn't even wash my hair today, or it just so happens that I pulled off this outfit, or I'm not feeling it, I'm feeling fat, I'm feeling this, you know, or do you say, well, thank you so much? And does that lighten you and bring a smile to your face and bring you that confidence? Is how do you react to those people? And if you keep being negative to those people, then they stop saying those things because they're like, well, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and all I get is negativity back. I feel like that's something that we have to look at, right? That we have to be aware of what is our reaction to those people when it comes to us. But we have to find that alignment, that path to that mending, right? That path to the milk and honey, that path to the new life, that path to the heart chakra where we're ready to receive love from ourselves and from others. And what does that result in? That results in a new life. That results in blossoming abundance. That brings us that good fortune in. It doesn't mean that it has to be materialistic things that come in, but it's those emotions and those feelings that we're just happy with the day, that we're just going to enjoy the day. It could also bring those other things in, but I feel like it's that guidance to how do I make things happen, but it's not the end result. It's that path that you took, that you learned that, hey, I'm going to appreciate this journey that I am on, and I'm going to appreciate all of those little things, and I'm going to pat myself on the back when I make those accomplishments. Because I feel like we don't do that enough for ourselves, is that we're always like putting ourselves down because I didn't do it, it didn't happen right, I failed, right? All right, so I feel like this one, which is destruction, releasing your anger, and I feel like that goes with that. And then we have dominance, believing in yourself. I love it. That is perfect. Releasing your anger, which goes with that. And then over this, mending and believing in yourself that you can make things happen, being in touch with your intuition and your inner guidance and listening to yourself. Because I feel like yourself is telling you these positive things and these guidance in this direction, and that you can do it and you can overcome and you can accomplish. But you're not listening. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.